Yo, welcome back to the Gym with Kid podcast 216. You already know how we start. We start off by thanking God for all He has done for me and what He will continue to do for me, but not only me, my family, my friends, and those who I don't even know. It is Friday. Y'all already know how we do. Best day of the week for many of us. For many of us, we had a long week, and we are probably listening to this podcast. We either going to work, coming from work, or currently at work on break, doing our patrols, doing our rounds, doing our work, whatever we got to do. We just happy for many of us that today is Friday, and we get to relax, maybe go out to the bar, spend time with family, get dinner, whatever it is. We just happy. Even though our weekend comes and goes, many of us, we just look, for the working class people, we just look forward to whatever our couple of days off. And many of us, our couple of days off ain't Friday. But for me and for many others, today is my Friday because I'm off, the next couple of days. So Thursday is my Friday. We just look forward to it. And we just going to relish the moment and just have fun. And that's something that should be celebrated. Y'all go enjoy your day. Even if y'all listen to this on Saturday, y'all go enjoy your Saturday. But y'all know how we start. We start with a scripture of today. I'm going to say two scriptures because these two scriptures have really stood out to me. In Isaiah chapter 40, it said, God will uplift people with His righteous hand, which can bring comfort on difficult days. And let that sink in, whatever that means to you, really let that sink in. But before I go to the next scripture, I think that's what that is saying is God will uplift individuals with His righteous hands, because we know He got righteous hands, and can bring us comfort on those difficult days, whatever we're going through. Maybe we're going through grief, pain, a difficult situation, whatever we're currently going through, God can always just bring us comfort on those days and be with us. And in Isaiah chapter 41, verse 10, a message of hope for any situation in life. Let that sink in too. And that's what that basically is saying, really plain. A message of hope for any situation. So no matter what we're going through, I think that's what they're saying. No matter what we're going through, it's always going to be hope. God's going to always give us hope, whatever we're going through. So let those two scriptures sink in. Isaiah chapter 40 and Isaiah chapter 41 verse 10. Whatever those scriptures mean to you, let that sink in. But without further ado, I said last week, and I'm going to just remind you, I'm going to do something a little bit different in terms of a motivational quote of the day, something I can leave y'all with other than a scripture, which is good. So both of these are good. And it said, and this motivational quote says, let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile. Ooh, I like that. Whatever that means to you, let it sink in, whatever that means to you. And what it means to me is a lot of times our smile, our charisma, how we are can have an effect on people in good ways, and it can change the world in a good way. But it said, don't let the world change your smile. So a lot of times when we go through situations in our life, difficult situation, hard times, we let the world change our smile. We don't walk around as happier. No matter what you're going through. Somebody had said this. I'm gonna say this before I get into the episode. Somebody had said this to me one time. They was like, Keelan, you have a good heart, and I don't want you to never let nobody change that. Don't let nobody take that from you. And it always stuck to me. 35 years old, it just always stuck for me, and I was a little kid at the time. So that's why I think what that means. But without further ado, we're going to get into this next episode, and it's going to be entitled pain. Let that sink in. Whatever that means to you, pain. But before we get into it, we're going to look up an article and let's see what they said, what they're saying, what pain is. Pain in life can refer to experiencing negative emotions as a result of life decisions. Pain can be a result of grief, loss, regret, or the action of others. It can also be caused by underlying mental health conditions such as anxiety or depression. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper. I looked up the definition of it and I wanted to see what it says. It said, pain, physical suffering or discomfort caused by illness or injury. That's another way of looking at it. But let's talk about it. You know, many of us, we have experienced pain. In some way, form in our life, we experienced it. Even as a kid, you know, many of us grew up, and I remember myself, you know, I remember falling off a bike. But not only did I fall off of the bike, I fell off the bike and I hurt myself really, really bad. I still got the mark from my hand. So where it said physical suffering and discomfort caused by injury, I can get that because I experienced that. You know, I went home, I was crying, and my grandmother, you know, put some alcohol on it, put some peroxide on it, put a Band-Aid on it. I stayed in the house, and then I was back outside. You know, many of us have been in relationships, and we experience pain because at some point, the person has decided they don't want to be with you anymore. For whatever their reasons are. That can cause you pain. Because it said that, you know, what pains is life experiences, negative emotions as a result, and this decisions can be a result of grief, loss, or regret. Or just, you know, or some of us experience stuff that we experienced as a kid, but when we grow up, we still carry that pain. We don't talk about it. You know, it gives us, like I said, anxiety or depression, and we're still in that place. And a lot of people think that it's easy. That when you go through pain, or you know, in a condition of grief, or whatever it is. I talked about that in another episode. It's not easy. It is not easy. You know how I get deep. I remember, and I talked about this, but I want to talk about this some more. I remember the worst pain I felt for me is when I lost my grandmother. I didn't know that there was a pain like that because she was always there for me in my life. She always loved me. She always cared for me. She always had my best interests. So when I lost her, a part of me died with her. And I try not to think about her, and when I do think about her, I think about her in a positive way. But I'd be lying to say that if it wasn't hard. And I'll talk about that again, but I just really want to key in on this. But people think that when we go through pain, they think that we're supposed to slap a Band-Aid on it, move on, and be okay. It's not the same. It's not the same. And what I had to learn, and what I'm learning, is everybody grieves differently. Your grief don't look like my grief. Some people cry. Some people get angry. Some people be so far in their grief they feel like nobody understands. And I get it. And I'm not here to say that I understand because I honestly don't understand. I can understand to a certain degree, but I don't. Everybody's pain don't look the same. Everybody handles situations differently. It may take them longer, and that's okay. We all deal with pain. We just have to take it one day at a time. We never gonna forget the pain. We're never gonna forget how we felt when we received that phone call that our mother had passed away, which my mother passed away, missed her to death. That my grandmother passed away, that my Uncle Jack passed away. That pain still sits with me. And sometimes when I remember, sometimes when I get phone calls and people would be, my family had to call me and they told me that my grandmother, my grandmother on my dad's side, on my mother's side passed away. My heart was racing because that's not a phone call that I wanted to get. And that pain still sticks with me because I know my granny loved me. And I remember saying, like, that's my last grandmother I got left. And I knew once I lost her, I didn't know what I was going to do because she had meant so much to me. But not only me, my family. And she always talked about God and how I needed to get close to God and how she loved me. Nanny, Charlotte Youngblood, you are missed. I miss all those phone calls, you calling me, and you talking to me on the phone, calling me all times in the night because the older you get, you don't have a sense of time all those times. Nanny, I miss it so much, and I love you. I love you. I love you. And I just wish that I can just share one more moment with you in the present. Sometimes I ride past her apartment building where she stay, and I try not to think about it. But it's like the reminder of, I remember driving past here the day that she was gone. I remember seeing her laying there when she was gone. That pain still sticks with me. Some people have accumulated anxiety because of some experiences that they felt with pain. Some of us, like myself, I was whooped as a kid. That's pain. Sometimes when I be hearing other kids get whooped, depending on how they getting whooped, it just reminds me, takes me back to that place. I'm like, ooh, like, ain't they like that? Whoa, like I can almost feel the pain, and it's not even happening to me, but I know what it felt like to a certain degree. I might not can't physically feel it because we're two different people, because I'm not going through it, but I have a glimpse of what they're going through, and it's not good. And in my mind, I be wanting to say, man, okay, like that's enough. But I know that it's not my place to say anything to some individuals that, because that's their kids. So I don't say anything. Sometimes when I'm learning, and my friend told me this, I consider he's been married for over 36 years. I've been married since 2019. And we were talking, he said, sometimes, man, you just got to be there for people. And just reassure them that you're there while they're going through the pain and the suffering, whatever they're going through. You just got to be there for them. It might be difficult. It might be hard. But you got to let them know that, hey, I'm here with you. And sometimes we don't understand what people are going through. We don't. We can't even begin to fathom what they're going through. We can't relate. There's some things you just can't relate to. All you can do would just be an ear or be a shoulder to cry on for them when they need you. That's it. You wear yourself out trying to understand. And some things are not meant for us to understand. You just got to understand that. And sometimes when we're going through pain, we want the pain to stop, right? Just think about it like this. When I fell off that bike, or the times that I hurt myself, or the situations that I've been in my life, I just wanted it to stop. I dealt with pain when people kicked me out because I never knew where I was going to go. I never knew where I was going to lay my head at because I never thought that the people that had kicked me out would kick me out. So now I'm just confused, and I'm just stressed. I'm just stressed out because I don't know what else to do. So that gave me some sort of pain. And when we go back to it, what it said experiences negative emotions as of life decisions. And then some decisions I made led me there. But that didn't make it feel any less painful. Or somebody tell you they don't want to be with you no more. Or somebody tells you that you're worthless, or somebody mentally abused you. That's pain. It's hurtful. It's something that you feel. It's not good. And we just gotta learn to just take it one day at a time, whatever we going through. Some of us going through literally physical pain. You walk with a limp, or it's hard for you to get out of bed without being an aching pain, or you might be overweight. Whatever it is, some people physically are going through pain. And I don't know, I know how that feels to some degree. I've woken up and my back has been hurting. I've woken up and my arm is hurting, or I'm in some type of discomfort. And I'd be like, I gotta lay down, take some rest, put the heating pad on, put some, I think it's this stuff called Icy Hot, or this stuff my grandmother used back in the day. It was called Bengay. Something to relax my muscles. I remember I was talking to a coworker of mine, and he said his wife was just in so much pain. And I asked why, and he said because for so long, she had been confined to a bed that now it was just so difficult, physically pain, for her to get up out of the bed. But she's trying every day. Every day it gets easier for her. And I said, man, that's good. At least she's not giving up. Some people go through pain because of their weight. Some people go through pain because of the way that they look, because of the accident that they go through. So now people are verbally talking about them or making them feel some type of way. And they hurt, or they feel some type of way. That's why my son was asking me, he was like, have you ever been fat shamed before? I said, I've never been fat shamed before, but I had people mention my weight. Now, I've never been a skinny guy, but people have mentioned my weight. And I said, I had to learn to be satisfied. I had to learn to be satisfied with the way I look, despite what anybody else thought or said. So, people can't hurt you unless you allow them to hurt you, unless it's the truth. I had to learn that. As long as you okay with it, that's all that matters. So I was like, yes. I said, so don't let nobody make you hurt your feelings or make you feel any type of pain or make you feel any type of way because of the way you look. If you're happy with it, then that's fine. If you're not happy with it, then just try your best to do something about it. It's not easy, man. There's so much stuff happening in our life. Some people, they get into an accident, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to let y'all go. I don't want to be too long. Some people get into accidents and they injure themselves. And every day they walk differently with a limp on them, or it's some type of back problem that causes them a lifelong pain is never the same. It's never the same. Ain't that something? It's never the same. And I've heard people say it, mention it to me, like, man, ever since I got into the accident, man, I ain't never been walking saying, like, my leg hurt. My leg is killing me. And I just sympathize with them. I can't say I understand. I just want to be with them and let them know, like, it's going to be all right, man. It's going to be all right. But no matter what, they just keep pushing. You got to just take it one day at a time. You got to do physical therapy, back specialist, whatever it is to alleviate some of the pain. Some people have to wear special shoes because they feet hurt sometimes. But you just got to keep moving. Never giving up. I know somebody need to hear this. And I just want to end by saying this. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all taking the time out to really like listen to my podcast and hear me out. I'm available on all platforms, wherever you get your podcasts. If you have any questions, feedback, maybe you're going through some pain right now in your life. Maybe this helped you. Maybe it didn't. But even still, if you listen to it, want some feedback or how I can get better, I'm trying to improve, whatever it is, man. I'm open for constructive criticism. I just do this podcast for the people. If somebody's just going through something right now, and that's it. And I know they need to hear something that can uplift them. I'm trying to uplift somebody, man. It's going to be okay. But I know that it's hard. Let's take it one day at a time. I'm available. Email thekid, DAKID 93 at gmail.com. You can message me on my platforms. I'm on TikTok, Keelan Kid. Yeah, man, let's get it, man. I appreciate y'all. The few listeners that listen to me, I really appreciate y'all. And it means a lot. And my ultimate goal is to one day get this off the ground and get monetized. I won't stop until it's done. Thank y'all for listening to the Genuine Kid podcast, and I will see y'all next week.